Hey, everybody, and welcome. We are talking broadcast templates in Module 3A. So sit back and let's get started. And this is just a quick informational session just to give you an idea of the different templates that are available and how you can create custom templates. First off, ConvertKit, they don't go for the big bells and whistles with all the banners and all the colors and the really fancy stuff. They're more about content and not design. So if your clients are using ConvertKit and looking for a really fancy newsletter template, you're going to have issues using this tool because it's really designed more for content, as I mentioned, instead of the look and feel of the e-zine or the email template. So we're going to talk the default templates that come with ConvertKit, the ability to create some custom templates, and then just some overall best practices. And these are our broadcast templates, which would mean any emails that would come out of ConvertKit, these would be the templates that you would use. So the default ones that come with ConvertKit, there's only three, so it's very simple. They have one called text only, simple, and framed. And none of them have, like I said, the bright bells and whistles that some of the other tools like an Ontraport or an Infusionsoft would have. They're more just a text-based template. Now, when it comes to the three, text only is the first option, and text only is the default template unless you tell the system otherwise. So this is the one you would start with. So if you were to go to send a broadcast, which we'll do in the next session, if you don't select a template, you will get the default, and you can choose what the default template is as well. And this is basically a simple text-based template with no bells and whistles, no colors. It's just a basic text message. It has some simple HTML and CSS formatting, but it's not branded maybe to what you're used to seeing when it comes to receiving emails or e-zines. And it just makes it simple to read on any device, whether it's an email provider like you're sitting at your desktop or you're on your laptop or you're on your phone. It's easy to read. There's not a whole lot of bells and whistles with it. The next option you have is called Simple, and Simple allows you to add some very, very simple branding. And what I mean by that, it gives you the option to have a header and footer, which are banners almost that you can color, and it will also put your company name at the top. So I'm going to show you each one of these here in just a minute. And then the last one is really the same as Simple, except it adds a gray frame around the body of the email. So you can see they're very, very simple. So let's pop over to ConvertKit. And I click on Broadcast. I'm already there. Okay, now you can see that I could create a broadcast here, but I'm not interested in that. I want to take a look at the different templates. Now, I know I've warned you in previous sessions to stay out of the account menu, but for now, I'm just going to have you pop into there and go to email templates. So I don't want you fooling with the account. What I want you to look at is the email templates, because this is where you're going to see the different options as well as creating a custom one. So you can see with the green check mark right now, text only is the current simple email that would be sent out if I went to send a broadcast. And then these individual images, if you will, if you look at them, you can see the difference. So this is text only. Here is, and I'm sorry about my Pinterest guy there. You can see the simple, which shows you it has the banners at the top and the bottom, and then it has the framed, which gives you the gray around the edge. So you can see this, and you can simply hit use this template, and that becomes the default. Now, when you send a broadcast, you can choose whatever template that you want. So what you're going to want to do is choose the template that you're going to use, 99% of the time in here. And then as you go to send maybe an e-zine or a little more fancy email, you can choose a different template. So these are the three that come with it. And then down here, you have the ability to create custom templates. And now when it comes to custom templates, there's a couple different things that you can do. As I mentioned, they don't go for the big bells and whistles for some of that. If you've ever seen, like my old newsletter was very busy, and I've really toned it down a lot and just am concentrating more on content. But you can actually create custom templates in here, but you need to have HTML and CSS. Okay, so it's not something that you can do with a builder like you could do in Aweber or Infusionsoft. No builders, because they don't have a lot of bells and whistles. What you can do is you can take one of these three templates and you can tweak it. So for instance, I could hit add a new one here, or I could actually add new email template. So I could hit add new here. And you'll notice when I do this, see how there's no builder? I mean, if you're used to Aweber, MailChimp, Infusionsoft, there's usually a builder. There's no builder here because it's all straight HTML and CSS. They use this product called Ink Framework. And Ink Framework is basically the framework that they use for their simple email templates. And if you decide to create a custom template, you're going to want to make sure that you don't check this box because you may have some issues with the HTML and CSS working together. All right, so I'm just going to cancel out of here and come back to here. So once again, if you click on any one of these, it'll actually open it up so you can see it. So I clicked on the text only one and you can see, again, no builder. Here's the simple CSS and HTML and CSS. So I could actually grab this. I could copy this by simply just running across it, doing a Control C, and then I could create a new template based off of this. So you can actually take any of the existing templates that they give you, those 3 templates, and create new ones so you can tweak them a little bit. So let me just jump back here. So for instance, let's say that I want to change this framed template. So I could click on it. I go in here. I'm just going to do a Control A, Control C, which just selects it all. You can also drag across it, and then Control C is copy, or you could do edit copy. I'm going to go to all templates. I'm going to hit add a new one, and for this one I could say updated framed template, and then I'm just going to paste the information in here. So now what I would need to do is I would need to go through here, and I need to be able to read obviously HTML, CSS to understand. Like right here is the colors of the row, the header and footer rows. And so I know that I have somewhere in here, I need this. This is my hex number for my red. So I could just update that. So I would have to go through here and actually make some changes. Now I don't want to overwhelm you. We do have an HTML and CSS class in the VA school. So you're welcome to look at that. It's a very basic one, but it should give you enough to get you around in here. But realize this is not the same as using, again, like a One Shopping Cart or any of those other tools that has a builder. And One Shopping Cart does rely heavily on HTML and CSS as well. So, all right, I go in there and I change this. Just make sure you don't check this box because that's going to cause issues. You'll also see they've made some variables here if you want to add this in here. And so it shows you can add your unsubscribe link, you can add your your URL, all that kind of stuff. Now I'm just going to save this. Okay, and here's my custom template. So now when I click on it, I can go down here and I can click preview. You can also, send yourself an email, but what this is going to do when it loads is it's going to show me what I've done to this actual template, which was just change the colors. I don't know why it's being so slow. There we go. So you can see the red, right? That's what I changed. There's my name, right? And then here's the gray border around it. So you can see it's very simple, okay? Now hopping back over to PowerPoint real quick. We talked about the Ink framework, and the Ink framework, again, is what all templates in ConvertKit are written in. It's called the Ink framework. It was designed to create responsive emails across all devices. So like I said, it makes it easy to read. It does override the HTML and CSS set in the template, so you may have unexpected results. So that's why you don't want to check that little box. They are phasing it out. ConvertKit is phasing it out. That's where you see the ConvertKit. So just make sure that you create a custom version of the simple and frame templates versus trying to bring in raw HTML yourself. Another thing is they provide some decent looking templates that you could start with as well. So as I mentioned, when it comes to custom templates, you just copy and paste either a text, a simple, or a frame, and then go in and make the changes that you want. But remember, you're going to have the HTML and CSS to do that. And don't check that little ink checkbox. And so I did want to show you this. There are a couple of email templates. They include 2 sample email templates that can be customized, and I've given you the link here for that. And basically, they give you the HTML and CSS and kind of walk you through that. So something you might want to look at, and I'm actually going to jump over and see if I can't find that template. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay, here we go. I found it. Creating custom email templates. This is the same link that I give you, but you can see there's 2 here. Classic and modern, and they also include some buttons, and it just tells you the differences between the 2. But if you scroll down, you have the ability to install these templates, and you basically click on the classic template, and there's the HTML right there. So you could just copy and paste this whole thing. So do Control A. Oops. Actually, let's see if I can just do it this way. Otherwise, I'm taking way too much. Control C, and then I go back over to ConvertKit. I could do new email template, right? I could say classic template. I can paste it in. I can save it. And once you save it, then you have the ability to come in and preview it. So there it is. Pretty simple, huh? Not a whole lot to it. So those are some really cool things. And there's also some best practices. So this again is just to show you what the templates are, how to create custom templates. And then the next session, we're going to actually start working with broadcast. Okay. Best practices, keep it simple, focus on the content, not the design. And then I've also given you a link here to talking more about email templates. Nathan Barry is one of the founders of ConvertKit, so it's a good little read. So your homework is just review the available templates, scan over the articles that I've given you, with the one with the customized templates and the best practices. And if you want to create a custom template, based on yours, feel free to do so. But remember, you'll need some basic HTML and CSS. And we do have HTML and CSS classes. They're part of the One Shopping Cart class, and they're also part of the Offering WordPress Services class. I'll also probably add them to the main menu so you can grab them there. But biggest thing is make sure you stay out of the account portion, but focus on the email templates. And if you don't want any of them or you're done with them, you can easily delete them, right? I could go in back to my all templates, and I could go in here to my framed one. If I don't want it anymore, I can just go to the bottom and hit delete, and it's gone. Doesn't delete any broadcast messages, it just deletes the template. All right, so as always, if you need any help, feel free to click on the help button in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, which will allow you to do a help desk ticket. You can email us at members@thetechiementor.com, post in our private Facebook group, or feel free to comment in the space below the videos. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next session. Bye.